This is the generation that finally gave the 4Runner 4 real doors. It's also the generation that got completely overshadowed by a rival it helped create. Episode 2 of the Toyota 4Runner story on Harlow's Backroads. Last time the scrappy, motorhome-inspired original. This time growing up and getting beat at its own game. For 1990, Toyota redesigned the 4Runner from the ground up, internally called the N130. The biggest change was obvious the second you looked at it. That removable fiberglass top from Generation 1 was gone, replaced by a single, fully integrated steel body. No more popping the roof off. This was a real wagon now, not a pickup wearing a costume. Here's something most people don't realize. The 4-door wasn't the only option at launch. Toyota still offered a 2-door version alongside it, holding on to a piece of the old formula. It didn't last. Buyers wanted the 4-door, and by the early 90s, the 2-door quietly disappeared from the lineup, without much fanfare. Under the hood, Toyota didn't reinvent much. The base engine was still the 2.4-liter 4-cylinder 116 horsepower, 140 pound-feet of torque. The optional V6 carried over too, now rated at 150 horsepower and 180 pound-feet. The body changed completely, the heart underneath barely did. Look at the front end and you'd see a flat fascia with short overhangs and a bumper finished in 2 tones chrome on the upper half, black plastic below. The tailgate still swung down like a pickup's, with the rear window rolling down into it, not up and over like a hatch. It looked tough, but step inside, and Toyota was clearly aiming somewhere else entirely. The dashboard was narrow, simple, and curved. An instrument cluster stretched wide over the center stack, climate controls sitting right above a radio cassette player. Seating position sat low, more car than truck, with a split folding rear bench for cargo flexibility. For 1990, that low-slung, car-like seating position was exactly what buyers were starting to expect from a family SUV. But here's the part of this generation's story that actually matters most, and it's not about Toyota at all. In 1990, Ford launched the Explorer, and it didn't just compete with the 4Runner. It redefined what an American SUV buyer expected one to be. The Explorer sold in numbers no compact SUV had ever touched before, over 300,000 units a year, right out of the gate. It became the single best-selling SUV in North America almost overnight. The 4Runner had helped prove this segment could work. Ford just built the version that actually won it. And Ford wasn't the only new pressure. The Jeep Grand Cherokee arrived in 1993, aiming squarely at the same buyers. The Nissan Pathfinder, the Isuzu Trooper, the Chevy Blazer, and GMC Jimmy, the compact SUV segment, the 4Runner helped pioneer, had gotten crowded, fast. Toyota wasn't losing because the 4Runner was a worse vehicle. It was losing because the 4Runner was smaller, pricier, and slower than nearly everything on that list. The 2.4-liter 4-cylinder in particular struggled to even reach highway speed with any urgency. One small footnote from this era: Toyota briefly offered a rear-wheel drive only 4Runner paired with the automatic transmission, aimed at buyers who wanted the look without the 4WD price premium. That version disappeared in 1993 as well, another quiet trim casualty of a rapidly consolidating market. So how did Toyota respond to getting outsold by a segment it helped invent? Not by chasing Ford's numbers, by going upmarket instead. Leather became available in 1992. Anti-lock brakes and an 8-speaker CD sound system arrived by 1994, and in 1995, Toyota introduced the limited trim, wood trim, leather, badge work, the whole treatment. Toyota couldn't outsell the Explorer, so it stopped trying and aimed at being the SUV people trusted to actually last. Toyota couldn't outsell the Explorer, so it stopped trying and aimed at being the SUV people trusted to actually last. That decision matters more in hindsight than it did at the time. The Explorer dominated the 90s on raw sales volume. But the reputation the 4Runner built during this exact generation, smaller, pricier, but bulletproof reliable, is the same reputation it trades on 40 years later. Honestly, this is my favorite kind of generation to cover. Not the one that won, but the one that lost the sales war and won the reputation war instead. Ford got the volume. Toyota got the buyers who'd still be driving theirs a decade later. Sometimes losing the fight you're in is exactly how you end up winning a different one. Next episode, Generation 3 walks away from the pickup truck roots entirely. jumping onto the Land Cruiser Prado platform and turning the 4Runner into something genuinely more serious off-road. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Hit follow, drop a like, and let me know in the comments which generation you're most curious about. That's the story. See you on the backroads.